Greetings, my beautiful people. It is so lovely to have you guys here in my little studio sanctuary again on a Wednesday evening. I am your host, Sdar Lotus. I am a Reiki master, energy coach, and facilitator, Crystal Alchemy sound bowl healer, makeup artist, jewelry artist in general, any kind of art I do. And it is just so lovely to have you guys here today. I did want to take a mention, if you're on my TikTok, my cable that goes from my sound system to my TikTok, I think I need to get a new cable because it was giving me a little bit of audio trouble. So I'm still live on TikTok, but you guys aren't going to get the full quality of sound through the microphone. So if you guys want to go over and stop by my YouTube channel or my Instagram or my Twitch, you guys are going to get the best audio quality through that, but I still wanted to show up live since I posted that I was. So if you guys want better quality mic sound, go over to my YouTube because it's not going to be on my TikTok today, unfortunately. I tried to troubleshoot really quick before I got on, but it just was not happening. But you know, I've had a couple little troubleshooting things the last few times, but we're smoothing it all out. We're out of Mercury retrograde, and I'm not letting stuff like that get me all flustered anymore. I'm moving with it, and yeah, it's been a really nice journey of building that circuitry to not get flustered when you have a technical difficulty like 5 minutes before you're about to go live where you've never had a technical difficulty before. But that's why we come here and we do this. We're building the circuits, we're moving the energy, and we're here so that we can take a greater capacity and take on more and flow with it when things aren't going as planned. So let's dive in today. How have you guys been feeling since the Libra full moon? If you guys want, you can still watch the Libra full moon sound healing. It is up on my YouTube channel. That one was really pretty. We worked with the solar plexus for personal power, which really is definitely good, leading us into this Aries new moon that we have coming up. And I brought in my new Native American flute, which was absolutely gorgeous. You guys will absolutely love that one. So I want to know how you guys are feeling. How did you feel with this Libra full moon? Did it bring up a lot of stuff? Did it shine light on some of the shadows that maybe you need to work on? I know I found myself trying to keep myself kind of busy, but then feeling my energy kind of drop and feeling kind of sad. And then I would kind of be like, well, look around, everything's great, like keep going, and I keep going, but then I'd feel my energy drop again. And then eventually I had something, the universe sent me a trigger, and it was like, whoa, like you need to release this energy that you've been feeling, that you haven't been sitting with enough, because you think that you shouldn't be feeling this energy. Like, we can't judge the feelings. The feelings are all equal. Judging the feelings is really not going to do anything for us. All feelings are equal. So we have to sit with the bad feelings just as much as we sit with the good feelings, and we have to get into those deep depths of ourselves. So a lot of the times, if you're going, something will come in to ground you, to tell you like, hey, you need to sit with this. Sometimes it's an injury, sometimes it's a loss of a job, it's a loss of a relationship, or it's just some kind of trigger that comes in that says like, nope, you need to sit with this, you need to release it, you need to breathe with it, you need to build a circuitry so that you can hold the more capacity, so that you can become greater, so that you can expand and become better and into your higher self. So I don't know if you guys felt this energy with this Libra this Libra full moon that we just had, but I definitely felt like it gave me like a release. It really helped me integrate and process. And yeah, it was just a lot of energy. So now we're preparing to next week head into this Aries new moon, which is new beginning. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about that before we talk a little bit more on the subject. So tonight we're actually working a little bit ahead of schedule because we have a new moon coming up in Aries, and we're already starting to feel that shift building. This is the very beginning of a new cycle. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so this energy is really about initiation, rebirth, and stepping forward into something new. And what I've been noticing, and you may be feeling this too, is that things might feel a little stirred up right now. There can be this sense of restlessness, clarity coming in, or even moments where you're realizing what you don't want anymore just as much as what you do want. And that's part of this energy. Aries doesn't really wait. It doesn't overthink. It moves. But before we fully step into that forward motion with the new moon, this space right now is almost like a threshold where we get to pause, tune in, and really ask ourselves, what am I ready to begin? What am I ready to choose differently? And where am I being called to trust myself more deeply? So tonight's sound healing is going to support you in that transition, helping you clear out anything that feels heavy, stagnant, or unclear, and gently guiding you back into your body, into your breath, and into your inner knowing. Alrighty, let me take a little sip of water here. So tonight I decided to work in the key of G because this Aries new moon, it's going to be a lot about like manifesting and being able to hold the capacity and having your nervous system be able to hold the capacity for you to step into that bigger picture, for you to step into that higher self, for you to really manifest. I took a couple of little notes because I was kind of thinking about what I wanted to say before I came on. And like last week, we really worked on stepping into your power, sacral chakra, right? Being solid in your power. And then today we're working on throat chakra, which is manifesting, also hearing truth and speaking truth. Just as much as it's speaking truth, it's also hearing truth. And so we're working with like the bigger picture of what you thought you can hold and growing that capacity. And one of the things that is like a really good example of that you might be feeling right now with that stirred up energy is like we talk about the trap door and we talk about the nervous system and how, you know, if you've had like something happen to you in the past, like it may affect the way that you feel when that certain similar vibration comes to you in the future. And that's a circuitry issue. When something comes and triggers you, it's literally your body saying like, ooh, right here or right here. This is where we need to do the work. This is where we need to build the circuits. This is where we need to get the energy flowing. So let's use an example like, sorry, I'm not sure what is dinging in the background, but let's use this example of maybe you're falling in love, or maybe you're getting a new job, or you're applying for a new job. So let's work with the one with you're falling in love. So maybe you've fallen in love in the past and maybe it didn't work out so well. Maybe you gave your all to something. The same with the new job. Maybe you applied to a new job in the past and you got denied. So maybe you gave your all to something and you just put everything that you had into it and you really thought that this was it. This was the big thing. And it just all came crashing down. You got really hurt or you got really disappointed with the situation. And it took a long time for you to recover from that. It was a really hard moment for you, okay? And then now years later, you start to feel that similar vibration, maybe excitement of applying for the new job, or maybe the excitement of falling in love with someone. Or it can be in any number of different things. So you're feeling yourself approaching this energy and you're like, wow, like this feels amazing. Everything's going so good. But then your nervous system goes, hey, but remember what happened in the past and remember how it didn't work out so well for you? Maybe you should buckle down and protect yourself, and maybe you shouldn't apply for that job at all, or, you know, maybe it's not everything that you thought it was going to be, so maybe you should hold back a little bit, and you start to get scared, and that fear can be crippling, it can be disabling. Fearing what's going to happen is going to keep you really, really small. And so you might get scared. You might go, oh, you know what, this is too overwhelming, this is too much. What if the same thing happens again this time? What if it doesn't go very well and I end up really hurt again and it's just, and I have to rebuild and it's just the whole story over again. You start telling yourself this story, this limiting belief story about how maybe it's not going to work out for you, why even try, why even bother, and you start to feel that similar vibration, so you get scared and you start to tell yourself a story and you start to buckle down and protect yourself, okay? That protected personality starts coming in. And so you end up sabotaging what could have been a great opportunity for you because you literally feel that similar vibration and you go, you know what? Fight or flight, freeze, fawn, this ain't gonna work. Like, let me just run away from it. And you'll notice this with people when people are being avoidant, or people get explosive, or people just go silent and they ghost you. Like, it's literally that fight or flight response where you start to get towards that similar energy and then you get buckled in. But instead of allowing yourself to let that fear take over you, to let that anxiety take over you, we can use that as a roadmap to build on where we left off last time and to lower our protective personality and to really move with the energy as it comes. So when you get that feeling of like, oh my gosh, I don't know, this is too good to be true, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, maybe what if I get hurt again, or what if I get denied and I don't get the job and then I put all this effort in and everybody's like, well, you know, it didn't happen again, you know, and you're worried about all these outside things. You're throwing your energy off. You're just throwing it off. Instead, let's take it inside. And let's see, where am I feeling this in the body? Allow yourself to have your release. Allow yourself to sit with it, because if you don't do that, it's all meaningless. If you're not really allowing yourself to feel the feelings, you're not going to really be able to get in there and feel it. So allow yourself to feel the feelings, but stop getting so caught up in the story. Start to use those feelings that you're feeling as the road signs of where you need to create the circuitry in the system. So I'm going to have to turn my phone on silent as well, because since we're not hooked up to the jack, we're going to be ringing a little bit. So let me just step around really quick before that becomes a problem within the sound healing. Sorry that my phone did not get hooked up to the jack today, guys. Like I said, we had a couple of technical difficulties, but we're working through it. And normally my phone would be plugged into the jack, so I wouldn't even have that sound coming out. But we're back in. So what we're going to work on doing today again is embodiment, because even if we're allowing everything to release, if we're not embodying it, we're just going to end up repeating those cycles. It's just going to happen over and over again. So we got to see where those road signs are telling us. So maybe you're not very good with the embodiment yet. Maybe you're still trying to figure out where you're feeling things in the body. It's okay. Sometimes it's just the first place where your mind goes. Sometimes you can put your hand on a space and you can feel it. And you can go, oh, you know what? I have been feeling a lump in my throat lately. Or you know what? There has been kind of a knot in the pit of my stomach. Or maybe you're having some kind of physical thing come up. Maybe you're having like a physical pain in your body. Work with that energy of what's coming up for you, because that's really going to help us zero in and create the circuitry in the system so that we can grow our capacity, so that we can calm down our nervous system and allow ourselves to step into that bigger picture. Because if we don't feel safe in that bigger picture, we're never going to be able to manifest something bigger for ourselves. If every time we think of, how big something could be, but all the other problems that could come with it, we're stymieing ourselves. We're not allowing ourselves to really take on that full capacity of what we have. So we're going to work with that breath work again tonight. So I want you guys to think about anything that's coming up for you and take it to the body and really feel into the system of where you're feeling it. I had to work really a lot in the heart, a little bit in the solar plexus, but since I've been working with the solar plexus so much, it started to loosen up a little bit. It started coming into the heart and up into the neck. And I also had like a physical release within my neck as well when I was doing all of this work. So it's just crazy how energy builds up in the system. And when we do the central channel breath work again, which is breathing in from 2 feet above, down, you feel like you're dropping into an elevator through the nose. You're breathing really, really slowly, expanding the belly really big, and then slowly exhaling 2 feet below. Belly button to spine. Let yourself hear the breath. It makes it take longer. You want those exhales to be longer than those inhales. Picture yourself dropping 2 feet into the ground. Belly button to spine, guys. We're taking full belly breaths. Put your hand on your belly. Put your hand on your chest. Make sure you're going into the belly. When we're ready to breathe back up, belly first. Big belly, then the upper lobes of the lungs. And because I was feeling it in my throat too, I'm really going to expand up in there and feel it open up the whole back of my neck. Expand bigger than the body. Breathe in bigger than you think you can breathe. And then slowly, slowly. Exhale 2 feet above. So we're doing that central channel, 2 feet above, 2 feet below. We're making sure we're getting into that big belly breath. Then the upper lobes of the lungs. Because if you guys are checking how you're breathing right now, if you take a nice deep breath and you're expanding up in here, you're in fight or flight. You're in this upper reactive mode. We need to bring you down here. We need to get you into the belly. We need to get you into the body. We need to get you into the embodiment. Let me take a little sip of water here. So as we're breathing into the body, I want you guys to work with that space as well that you were feeling the energy, and really breathe into that space. Like I said a little bit ago, mine was in my heart and my throat. So really breathe into that space. Really be expanding into those spaces. Really fill that area with your breath and feel it, and feel yourself really expanding against it. I want you guys to really get in the body and be feeling that expansion of your breath against those areas that you're hugging, that you were feeling that energy coming up. All right, so I'm going to introduce to you guys the bowls now, because we've got a beautiful set of bowls once again. So for tonight's sound healing, like I said, I'm working in the key of G, which resonates with the throat chakra, supporting communication, ease, and manifesting, really helping us align with our truth and express it clearly as we move into this new cycle. We'll also be working with B, the crown chakra, opening us up to higher wisdom, guidance, and that sense of trust in the bigger picture. And D, which connects to the sacral chakra, supporting creativity, emotional flow, and trusting ourselves as we step into something new. And I forgot to mention that it's like that self-trust. It's knowing that the universe has our back. It's knowing that everything is happening in our favor and that we don't have to fear anything, because whatever needs to come to the light, the universe is going to bring it to the light. Whatever needs to happen for us to grow and the lessons that we need to learn to get to the next step, to get to the next level of our lives is going to happen. We have to be able to rest and trust into it and regulate the nervous system so that we can allow ourselves to expand to the areas that we are supposed to be expanding to. So this combination is really about trusting what you feel, hearing your inner truth, and having the courage to express and move with it. So we're going to start off with this beautiful one. We're going to put the voice on a little bit. We're going to start off with the labradorite platinum, which is a low G. Grounding while enhancing intuition and inner knowing, helping you stay rooted in your truth as you begin to move forward. And then we have pink ocean gold, gentle, heart-centered expression, supporting emotional clarity, ease in communication, and speaking your truth with softness and confidence. Then we have the crown chakra, moldavite platinum with lemurian seed, highly activating and expansive, supporting rapid transformation, awakening, and alignment with a higher consciousness and purpose. Aqua ore gold with tesseract salts, clarifying and harmonizing, helping to organize the energy field, open the crown, and bringing clear guidance and aligned intention. And then we have the sacral chakra, lepidolite, soothing to the emotional body, calming the nervous system, releasing tension, and creating a sense of safety as you move into change. Then we have another aqua ore gold with tesseract salt, flowing yet structured, supporting emotional clarity, creative energy, and helping intentions take form with coherence. And then we have our little special high D, which is apotholite green goddess, expansive and perspective shifting, connecting you to your soul purpose, offering a higher viewpoint and supporting trust in your path forward. I thought that one was really important to add tonight, since we're really working with that higher self and that higher viewpoint, and trusting that we have what we need to step forward into the world and do what we need to do. This is our gig. We're moving forward, and everything is happening for us, for our greatest good, for our highest good. So I just want to remind you guys, you don't have to force anything tonight. You don't have to figure it all out. Just allow yourself to receive and let the sound do the work. From below or above, 2 feet below or 2 feet above, breathing in whichever feels more natural, up into the belly. Get those big deep belly breaths going. Slowly exhaling out the other end of the channel. Really stopping in each spot of the body, following your breath. Really seeing where you're feeling things, like you're in an elevator going through the center of your system. Making sure you're exhaling, belly button to spine, really pushing out all the air. And when you're ready, from either 2 feet below or 2 feet above, slowly breathe back in, follow your breath into the body, expanding into the belly and expanding into that area that you felt like you might be holding some tension, where you felt a charge or where you felt a sensation in the body. Stepping into that place and breathing into it, really sitting there with it. Really expanding, breathing bigger than the body, really feeling it in that space. Everything is happening for the greatest good of your expansion. Growing and learning and building those circuits. Releasing control and releasing the feeling that you need to have it all together. Allowing yourself to be as you are in this moment and letting yourself know it's okay. It's a part of the journey. Feeling yourself breathe into that space and really expanding. Really bringing all your attention onto that space, bringing the energy back onto self instead of throwing it off. If you find yourself getting back lost in the story, see where you're feeling it and bring it back into the body with the breath consciously. Chakras to the vibrations of the bowls, that you are building the resilience and the capacity to be able to go forward and be the greatest version of yourself, and that one day, even now, as you build these circuits, you'll be able to move forward with confidence and not fear, knowing that life is taking you exactly where you need to be in this very moment. Trusting yourself and trusting that you are being guided. Even when you can't quite see around the corner, bring that energy back inside, and we use it to grow and build and create that connective flow within. Continue those deep breaths. Continue feeling into the body. Relax your shoulders down and back. Again, make that throat a little smaller so you can hear your breath. And slow it down. You may gently roll your eyes to the center of your forehead, to your third eye, always dreamed, and get really clear about those things that you want and see how those things make you feel. And if you feel anything in the body contract, go into that space and work on expanding. This new moon is all about stepping forward into those new beginnings. And like I said, where we're going, we cannot hold on to things that are going to weigh us down. It's time to release and get really clear about our intentions and our path forward and what we want to manifest for ourselves while we build those circuits so that our nervous system feels safe as those things come. And as we build those circuits, those things will start to appear and we'll be ready for them. And even if we start to feel a little bit of that feeling again, that little bit of doubt, that little bit of protective personality that comes in there and whispers, are you ready for this? We'll know that we are. And we'll take it to the body and we'll build a circuit where we feel that little protective personality showing up, and we'll breathe into the space, giving ourselves a loving hug. Bringing that energy back on, knowing that we are exactly where we are meant to be. We are being guided forward. And we are the creator of our own reality. So instead of putting everything onto the external forces, we're much better working inside, working in here, working in the channel. Bringing that energy back on. Building that inner knowing and that inner trust in the system. wrists here. Stretch out. Allow yourself to integrate all this beautiful work that you did tonight. I'm so very proud of you for showing up and being there for yourself. Give yourself a good pat on the back for that. Once again, thank you guys for joining me while I serenade you on a beautiful Wednesday evening. If you were on the TikTok, my microphone wasn't hooking up this time, so if you want to see the full audio version, you guys can stop over by my YouTube, or the replay is always up. There's also going to be a replay up on Twitch for about a week. Please remember to like and subscribe and comment. That really helps me be able to continue showing up with this free offering bi-weekly and this moon forecast. And I really appreciate all you guys' continued support. It means a lot to me. One last deep breath. Once again, thank you for the pleasure of serenading you on a Wednesday evening or whenever you watch this. And I hope you guys are feeling some calmer energy after this full moon passed, and you guys are ready to step into this new energy. We're building those circuits so that we can move into this new energy of Aries with ease and self-trust and beautiful manifestation and communication power. Thank you guys once again so